Hello and welcome back to Let's Run Facebook Ads, a podcast with myself, Nick Boddington. Today I'm going to be talking about hook tests and why I use this religiously on every campaign to get things going. Now, you may or may not know that I did a podcast probably 8 months to 12 months ago where I talked about the hook tests. And I talk about it was a relatively new thing that I was doing at the time. 12 months on, I'm using it all the time. It's a great feature, and it's going to help you understand what your audience is doing. Well, not so much what your audience is doing, what's going to engage with your audiences before spending money on a conversion campaign doing what you think is right. So this is something anyone can do. I've designed it in a way that's really cheap to run. And you're probably actually thinking, well, why are we using a traffic campaign and not a conversion campaign? Because all you talk about, Nick, on all your podcasts is how we shouldn't be using traffic ever, and we should always be using our conversion campaign. And there is a reason for this. When you use a conversion campaign, we are using a sales or a lead objective. And when we use a sales or a lead objective, Meta charges us more, okay? It's not so much our CPMs go up, but we are being charged more for the privilege of more in-depth data. And what I mean by that is every single one of us, myself, you, we're all on social media and we're all surfing, I sound like I am old, 46, aren't I? We're surfing the internet, and Meta's pixel, wherever it is, and all the different websites, is seeing what we're doing. So it's like Big Brother, okay? Now, when we go to build an ad and we use an objective, if we just do a traffic campaign, it's just using the algorithm to go, people who have these interests who click, and they click to websites. If it's awareness, they like to just flick through their feeds and see what's going on. If it's a sales campaign, we like to get people who purchase. So if we use a sales campaign and we use our objective to be add to cart, Facebook's going to go and find people who add to cart. If it's initiate checkout. If it's purchase. That's why it's really important to always use the right objective, lead or sales, depending on what you're doing. But in this instance, if we were to do a hook test of, say, 15 different headline hooks, let's say 50 characters long, and we were to build an ad for each one of those and give it $5 a day, it's going to take us, or £5, whatever, it's going to take us a long time to get the amount of data we need back to make a decision. The data that we need back off this exercise that we're going to be looking for is click-throughs. We want to get the click-through rate, because if we've got 15 or 20 different headlines that we're testing and we can see which click-throughs are getting the highest amount, we know what's engaging with the client. So this is with the audience. So this is how it's going to run. When we use a traffic campaign, it's a really cheap way. It's a click. We're not looking for a purchase. We're looking for a click. And Facebook's not going to charge us as much to get that click. So we can actually build a campaign based on like £2 or $2 a day for each ad, and Facebook will show that to the same audience as you're going to use a sales campaign, same audience, but it's going to get clicks, and then depending on which ones get the click. So how do we set that up? Well, I'm going to go into Ads Manager and go through a setup. You can't see my screen because we're on a podcast, so I'm just going to talk you through it so that you understand what we're doing, and then you can listen to this again and follow the steps step by step. But this is definitely an expert's way of running a Facebook ad in the right way. This is the sort of setup. It's like if you're a decorator, you're going to get the walls get them all sanded and get it all ready so you can do a really good coat of paint that's long lasting and looks great. It's exactly the same. We're going to do it from an ad point of view. Okay, it's winning. We've tried it, we've tested it. It's a formula that works. I've been doing it for over a year now, and I use it on most of our client accounts when we need to, and it's going to help you get more conversions. This will help you get more conversions in the long run. So how do we do this? Right, so we're going to go into a campaign account, and I'm going to create a new campaign, and we are going to go to traffic. Continue, and then this will build us our first traffic campaign. Now I'm going to go manual traffic campaign. We don't do the recommended or the Advantage Plus. We're going to go to manual. And now it's created one campaign, one ad set, and one ad. The trick is here that we're not going to run this. Well, I want each one to spend the same amount of money, okay? So we are not going to do this like a lot of ways we will test ads or creatives out is we'll use one ad set and then we'll have, like, let's say, a load of ads in that ad set. But the problem we have there is that the ad budget is on the ad set. So if we've got 10 ads within the ad set and we're doing this hook test, that Meta might find one or two of them work perfectly, okay? And they become winners. But we're not getting a true reflection, a true test of what's working, what's not. So I want to set this up by having, let's say we're going to do 10. Let's use 10 different hooks in 10 different ad sets with an ad each, okay? Now, before we go into actually building this, we need to think about, well, what creative we're going to use and what we're going to use for our hooks. Now, the way I do this, each one of you knows your business well enough to understand what the problem is of the person who's buying your product or service, okay? So think about it like that. So if I'm doing it from a Facebook ad point of view, I would say struggling with optimizing your ads, okay? Now, that's a great topic, and people do struggle with optimizing their ads, and I hear it all the time, so I know that's a problem. But I want 10 of these. Let's go to ChatGPT. We go into ChatGPT, and we literally say to ChatGPT, this is a really strong hook for me, and then the hook is struggling to optimize your Facebook ads. I want to test out 10 other hooks similar to this. Please write me 10 other hooks similar to this, but I don't want you to do too long a length. I don't want them to be a long sentence. Go up to like 100 characters, okay? And put that into ChatGPT. It will then pull you out 100 character length, 10 different types of hooks which are going to be similar to that. Have a read through, pick 3 or 4 of them, unless they're all great, and then say, chat, these are exactly all the sort of ones I'm looking for, write me in, and do this until you've got 10 hooks that you actually like and that you think you're gonna go with. Then we want to use a video or we want to use a static. Now, if you're going to use a static, literally I could just go, a static for me could be someone looking at their laptops with their head in their hands, obviously struggling to optimize their Facebook ads, and I might use that as text overlay on top of the ad. Okay, so we've got the image with some text overlay that we're going to do in Canva, put it over the ad, and then we create 10 of them, all the same image. The only thing that's different is going to be the text overlay is going to be the hook. Okay, so you can start seeing how we're going to build this. I don't want any differences in any of these ads apart from just the hook. Everything else has to be the same. When we're building a test, a split test or anything like this, the only changes are what we're testing. Okay. If you wanted to do a video, you could do the same way. Have a video. I could have a video of me talk quickly for 10 seconds talking about, are you struggling with your ads? And I could have that as text overlay. If you didn't want to do any text overlay on either of those, you could just do the static ad with a guy with his head in the hands and then use your primary text above the ad to be the hook. Don't put anything else in there, just that particular hook. What we're not looking for people to see the ad and then click and end up on your website going, what am I doing here? Only a small amount of people are going to see this. It's just literally a test. We're not trying to get any sales. We're not trying to get any orders. We're looking for how many people click a particular hook on that image. So ChatGPT has given us our 10 hooks. We then go into Canva, we choose the image we want to, and we write the new hook text overlay on that same image 10 times. We download it from Canva, we upload it to our desktop, we've got it ready. So we go into our campaign, we choose our chosen audience, which is, again, just an audience that's going to be your sector. For me, it'd be, let's say, social media and marketing people, okay? I go to my actual ad. We're going to keep it on all placements because it's just going to fit all placements. It's just going to be a standard static ad or a standard video. And I'm not going to put in a headline. We can leave the headline blank. If you're going to put the text overlay on the image, we could actually leave the primary text blank. So all that's going to be shown as that particular ad is the image with the text. Okay, we choose our website events, which is going to be our pixel, and then we have built our first ad. So our first ad is going to be the traffic campaign, one ad set with the audience and our one ad, and label the particular ad in the ad set the name of the hook, just so you know which one it is. Then we're going to go in and we're just going to duplicate that particular ad set. So now we've got one campaign and we've got one ad set. We've now got 2 ad sets. rewind back to when we're going to set up the campaign. I've just needed to say this. We need to set this up as ad set budget. So on your campaign page, you'll have an Advantage campaign budget, which is standard as off. Keep it off. I don't want the campaign to own this. I don't want the budget to go through the campaign. I want it to stay at the ad set, because each ad set is going to get like a £2 a day ad spend. Okay. Take your second. So we've now created the second ad set. Take your second piece of hook test, copy on the image and insert it into this. Name the ad that hook, name the ad set the hook. Then duplicate the ad set again, name it, so on and so forth, until you have 10 of these. So now we've fast forwarded, you've built 10 of these ad sets and 10 ads. One campaign, 10 ad sets, each one has a different hook creative in it, and they're all named the hook creative. Nice and simple, really easy. All we need to do now is press publish. I would let this run for 2 or 3 days, and what you're going to see is you're going to see clicks coming through and you're going to see the click-through rate. After 3 days, I'd like to say that each one of these is going to have about 1,000 or so impressions, and we're going to see what the click-through rates are. Then you'll go back into your metrics, you'll look at your ads manager, you'll look at that campaign, go into the ad sets and sort your columns by click-through, highest at the top, and you'll see your best winning hooks at the top, and hopefully you'll probably see some have got like 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe even a higher percentage of click-throughs. You now know what your top 3 hooks are that your audience are resonating with. Then go into your conversion campaign, build your new conversion campaign with your creative and your copy, etc. But you could lead with those hooks, and I would carry on with those hooks as text overlay in some way, or the first line of your primary text in your ads for your sales campaign. I use this on all of my client accounts, works an absolute treat. If we're about to spend money on a sales campaign or a lead gen campaign, we'll want to do a hook test first to find out what works. I hope that helps. Get on, start using it, and I'll see you on the next podcast.